So last Thursday we compared fractions, and today we're going to compare fractions again, but it's just going to be a little bit different. So last week we compared fractions, like for example, 2/5 and 5/10, and so we had to find a common denominator because we want the same denominator when we're comparing fractions. And so then we would have to change like 2/5 to an equivalent fraction with the denominator 10 by multiplying by 2 and multiplying by 2 and getting 4/10. And then we know 4/10 is less than 5/10. Today we're doing very similar things, but we're going to have to change both of the fractions rather than just one. So go ahead and find your notebook, go to a blank page, write comparing fractions at the top. All right, so today we're going to change both of the denominators so that they can be the same by finding a common multiple. And the goal is to find the smallest common multiple, also known as the least common multiple. So we're going to jump straight into some examples. Our first one is going to be 1/3 compared to 2/5. So remember, in this circle, we want to write less than, greater than, or equal to, so that this is true. So we're going to try to decide whether 1/3 is greater than, less than, or equal to 2/5. And again, this is unlike Thursday, because Thursday we would have been able to just like double one of these, or multiply the top and bottom by 2. I guess it's not doubling it, it's keeping it the same, but change one fraction so that it has the same denominator as the other one. But today we're going to have to change both. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a common multiple. And how we're going to do that is we're going to write out the multiples of both this denominator 3 and then this denominator 5. So I'm going to put M3, which stands for multiples of 3. I'm going to write out the multiples. If you remember, multiples of a number are just numbers of that number can multiply to. So for example, 1 times 3 is 3. So 3 is a multiple of 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So it's basically going to be counting by 3s to find the multiples of 3. So we got 3, we got 6, we got 9, 12, 15, 18, and so forth. So once I have about that many, I usually just stop, and then we're going to write the multiples of 5, and we're going to try to find when they have in common. So multiples of 5 would be counting by 5s, so it would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and so forth. And so we want to find one that those have in common. So if we compare these two lists, they both have this 15 in them. And so that is what we want our new denominator to be. Like we did on Thursday, we changed one of these. Today we're going to change both of these to have a denominator of 15. So that way we can compare them. So let's start with 1/3. And we want it to have an equivalent fraction, but we want the denominator to be 15. So I usually set it up like this. 1/3 equals what over 15? And then remember, whatever you did to the bottom to get from 3 to 15, you have to do to the numerator to see what that new numerator will be. So we did 3 times 5 to get to 15. So we have to do that on the top as well. And 1 times 5 is 5. Okay, so basically we're switching out 1/3 with 5/15. Now we need to do that with 2/5 as well. So if we have 2/5, and we want that to have an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 15 also. So how do we get from the 5 to 15? We multiplied by 3. So we want to multiply the numerator by 3 as well, and 2 times 3 would be 6. So this essentially is 5/15, and this one is 6/15. We compare the numerators. 5 is less than 6, so 5/15 is less than 6/15. Therefore, 1/3 is less than 2/5. All right, we're going to do 2 more examples. All right, this example we'll do 3/4 and 4/5. All right, so we want to find a common denominator between this. We're using this 4 and this 5. So we're going to find the multiples of 4, we're going to find the multiples of 5, and find one that they have in common. So the multiples of 4, count by 4s. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and so forth. All right, now we need to see what the multiples of 5 are. We got 5, 10, 15, 20. And I can stop there at 20 because I see there's a 20 right here. And that would be our common multiple, 20. There's none that are less than 20. If there was something less than 20, we'd want to use that first because it makes it easier. But 20 is our least common multiple. And so we're going to change both of these denominators to 20 so that we can compare these fractions. So we got 3/4, and we want it to have a denominator of 20. Well, 4 times 5 is 20. So you want to multiply the numerator by 5 also. 3 times 5 is 15. So this is 15/20. Okay, let's change 4/5 to have a denominator of 20. All right, 5 times 4 is 20. If we want it to be equivalent, we'll multiply the numerator by 4 also. And 4/5 would then equal 16/20. Okay. Well, 15 is less than 16, so 15/20 is less than 16/20, which makes 3/4 less than 4/5. All right, we'll do one more. Example 3. We'll do 4/6 and 5/8. All right, so we're trying to find a common multiple between 6 and 8. So we're going to list out our multiples of 6 and our multiples of 8. I'd like you guys to try this on your own and then unpause it and see what you came up with as your common multiple. All right, so the multiples of 6 are just counting by 6. We have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and so forth. And then down here we have our 8, and then our 16, and then 24. All right, I see one in common. Now, if you ever start writing out the bottom and you're not seeing one that matches the top, then you can always go back and add some more onto your top if you didn't go far enough up there. All right, we found one. It's 24. So that's going to be our least common multiple. And so we want that to be our new denominator. So again, I would like you to try this part on your own and then unpause it after you have come up with your new fractions to see if you got the same fractions that I'm going to do. All right, so we got 4/6, and we want that to have a denominator of 24, which means you need to multiply the top and bottom both by 4 to keep them equivalent, and 4 times 4 is 16. So this is 16 over 24. All right, then we want to change our 5/8 also. 5/8. We want it to have a denominator of 24, which is when you multiply our 8 by 3. We multiply the 8 by 3, we got to multiply the 5 by 3, which gives us 15. So 5/8 equals 15 over 24. So 16 is greater than 15. So 16/24 is greater than 15/24, which makes 4/6 greater than 5/8. All right, so you have some practice problems and then some homework problems on the attached assignment you can work through.